If I trained today like I did in my 20s, I'd be broken. I'm not exaggerating. Back then, I chose exercises based on my ego and PRs. More weight, the better. If it felt uncomfortable, I would just push through it. Rest days were optional. Fast forward a couple of decades, and a lot of lessons learned the hard way, and how I choose exercises now is very different. In this video, I'm going to break down how I choose exercises today versus in my 20s, why chasing numbers was a huge mistake, and why I now train movements instead of muscles, and how it has completely changed how my body feels and my ability to keep training. Welcome to Everyday Ed Talks. If you are lifting now, planning to lift, or you're just tired of your body feeling beat up after workouts, this video matters. If an exercise hurts your joints, it's not hardcore. It's stupid. If it hurts and you train around it or through it, you're not going to get the bill right away. Your body keeps receipts. You just don't get the bill until decades later. I know that when I was young, I would choose exercises that I thought were cool and I could lift a lot of heavy weight. I also chose a lot of exercises based upon body part training, more kind of like bodybuilder versus athletic training. And what I found was that if something was uncomfortable, or what I used to do, if something was uncomfortable, I would just, train through it. No big deal. Come back the next week, choose the same exercise, and as long as I thought I was progressing, it didn't really matter. The problem is, if an exercise feels uncomfortable, that's your nervous system, that's your body telling you that something's wrong. Either it's incorrect form, or the exercise just doesn't work for your body type. Everybody's different. Some people have deeper rib cages, other people have wider shoulders, and that 100% affects your exercise selections. Just because someone on the internet is telling you that this exercise works best for building this muscle or whatever they're saying doesn't mean it's true for you. Believe me, I found out the hard way. I used to always get muscle magazines back before social media, and I would look at the training routines of the guys in the magazines. Well, first off, we're not even going to talk about the type of stuff that they were using and abusing, the PEDs, the hormones. We'll save that for another time. But what I saw was like, hey, if they're doing this exercise, then it's good for me, even though we had different body types. Now, the next, I guess, biggest mistake that I made I chased PRs at the expense of longevity, and that was a mistake. I would pick exercises that I could lift the most weight. I would do them 2 times a week. Sometimes I would be maxing out 3 to 4 times a week. Your body just can't handle it. Number one, your connective tissue takes a lot longer to repair. It also takes a lot longer to adapt to the weight load. Your muscles are going to get stronger faster than your connective tissue. Also, not to mention that they're going to get stronger even faster than your actual bones, your skeleton. And yes, lifting heavy weights does make your bones more dense, but that takes years, not weeks. So what I used to do is bench press, squat, and deadlift. Those were my three favorite lifts. And then I would throw in a bunch of bodybuilding movements, isolation movements around that, which is fine if you're going for strength, but I wasn't. I also wasn't a bodybuilder. So for me, I remember 25, I benched 535 pounds raw for 3 reps. It was heavy, but I was able to get it up. The next week, I thought I'd go for 550 and I would see what happened. I put 550 on the bar. I'm gonna tell you right now, it was the heaviest thing that I've ever felt in my life. I felt it in all of my joints and I felt it in my bones. I've never felt anything like that ever. I didn't get it, but what I did get was a shoulder that still bothers me today, 20 years later. Not to mention when you're squatting 600 pounds, only using a belt, deadlifting over 600, sometimes you use a belt, sometimes you don't. That puts a lot of pressure on your spinal cord. Well, guess what? I had to have my C7 cervical vertebrae in my neck all the way to my C5 fused together when I'm in my late 30s. I actually have a nice little scar right there now you can see. You can really see it in the summer because it kind of gets red from the sun. But yeah, when you're just chasing weight and trying to put up as much as you can, number one, you're not really putting enough mechanical tension on the muscles in the right way to have them to grow. And number two, you're training mostly your nervous system. And your nervous system definitely gets taxed and wears out. And I think that I'll talk about that in another video because that's a whole nother topic that I think I know that I missed when I was younger, and I think it might be helpful to younger lifters or people now that are just getting into it or people that have been lifting for 30 years like I have. Now, my training has definitely changed. The biggest shift that I made was learning to train movements instead of muscles. Don't get me wrong, I love isolation exercises, and I definitely think there's a place for them. I just don't think you need to do 5 sets of them every work. Well, I don't, anyways. Plus, getting a bicep pump isn't going to help me to go play basketball with my son. I started training movements instead of muscles a short while ago, and I wish I'd done it sooner. I've had some experience doing CrossFit. I tried that after my neck surgery. I liked it, but some of the movement patterns that they required just weren't really comfortable and good for my body structure. I could deadlift a ton, but my flexibility in my forearms isn't the best because I have really long forearms. So when I'm doing front squats, cleans, or presses, just didn't feel really good. And I just felt like it was kind of hurting my shoulders with the overhead presses, especially from, you know, trying to bench 550 and not getting it. Now, what I have noticed is that when I'm doing movement patterns and training that it also helps my mobility. So then that translates to me going outside and sprinting, playing basketball with my son, playing some flag football, being able to run and be mobile, at 46. I can definitely tell that I don't have as many aches and pains that I used to have. My joints feel better, and I can do more. And I think that training the movements translates more to real world activities. Like if you have to pick up something heavy, like a big, huge log you just cut down in your backyard, I think training something for you being able to pick it up off the ground and carry it, is a lot more functional than, say, sitting there and trying to get one last squeeze to get the biggest pump possible in a bicep cable curl. Again, I'm not saying that I don't do the isolation exercises. I just am now prioritizing movements first and then incorporating those other exercises into my routine. Now, if you want and you're interested, I can definitely give you the routine that I'm currently doing. I really like it. I've been experimenting for a while, and I think I finally figured out what works best for me. And hey, it may work for you. If you've liked what you've heard today, if it resonates with you, subscribe. Thank you. And if you have any questions or anything, throw them down in the comments. I would love to answer them. Like I said, I'm not claiming to be an expert. I'm just someone that has lived a bit, learned a lot, and am still learning. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time.